So the question is from a woman's perspective, talk about the sacrifices that you've made for your daughters personally, financially, the things that you've not had for yourself, like you were talking about earlier, that most of your clothes you've had since you were divorced, and if you have to buy something, you're going and buying something inexpensive for yourself because you're putting everything into your
Right.
daughters and your kids.
Right. When I got divorced, instead of doing that dirty going to court and trying to ask for more money game, for the most part, I just wanted it to end. I just wanted to do my own thing and do the best I could with what I had. And I got really tired of divorce attorneys and that sort of thing. And I just settled. And everybody was telling me, you're not getting enough. You should go back. I'm like, I just need peace. This is not a fight that I want to fight. I want to just go make my own way. I just want to cut it and just be done. I'm not that girl, right? I'm not going to go to court for 10 years to get more money. It's just not worth it to me. So I feel like I think the original settlement was going to be an 80-20 time sharing because my ex traveled for work. But he didn't want to pay me that much money, so we settled on 70-30. So I had the kids 70% of the time, he had him 30%. And that's how they based the money on child support and basically what he could afford. So at the time. So I was like, fine, whatever, just as long as it ends, just get me out of it. So how it works out is that I feel like a lot of men paying child support feel like I'm giving this bitch all this money. She just got off scot-free. I would say in my case, there are scenarios where, okay, I didn't work for 12 years. I literally abandoned my career in the 90s to have raise my children, which was something we both agreed on. Just didn't realize I was going to wind up divorced and having to go back to college, and back to school, and I wasn't back to work, and I wasn't prepared for that. But I did it, and I'm fine, and I made my way, and no big deal. And the hard part is that guys think that women are just getting these extra checks and we're living large, and we're not. In 10 years that I've been divorced, I've never been
At
clothes
least you weren't
shopping.
personally. Some women do,
Some do
obviously.
get, but see, my next door neighbor was paying his ex-wife $10,000 a month. I didn't get a tenth of that. That's insane. So that there are extreme versions. But I haven't bought clothes. I've never been on a shopping trip in 10 years. All of my money goes straight to my kids, to their tuition for dance and cheer and buying hotel rooms and plane tickets and making sure they had what they needed. I literally pawned all my jewelry that my ex-husband gave me to buy my first daughter furniture to move into college. I just took it to the pawn shop. I'm like, I have nothing left but like whatever it takes to get her a bed. Like whatever. This is what moms do. Prom dress. It's a prom dress. I have nothing. I'll just whatever it takes. If it's going to be part of my power bill, if it's the power bill is going to be late, my daughter's going to have a prom dress. And if he's giving me a hard time and he can't pay, then I'm just going to do it. And I had lots of arguments with my ex-boyfriend about this. He's like, you don't have the money for this. And he does. And I'm like, I'm not going to argue about money with this guy. I'm just going to make sure my kids have what they need, you know? So that's where some women are. We just are doing the best we can for our children. I'm not here. I sold my car. I borrowed my mother's other car to get by, and it'll be 5 years before I can buy a car again. And I'm fine with that because I'm making my own money. I have freedom. When you are under the thumb of a husband and you don't make any money, then you don't have any power. So if they're not truly taking care of the family, that's where the idea of being the submissive wife fails, because I was the submissive wife. I was all in, but when it fails is when you're all in and then he's not holding up his end of the bargain. And then all of a sudden you're 15 years in and you're like, wow, what am I supposed to do now? If he's not holding up his end, and I have no career. You know how hard it is to leave a husband if you don't have a career? That wasn't easy. I just started working at the mall for $9.50 an hour. And then within 4 months I got a job, and I slowly got enough money to move out. Yeah. So I'm not out there bawling. I don't have fake nails. You know, I don't get my hair done but twice a year. I don't ever buy new clothes. I go to the thrift store or Marshalls if I buy anything. I have very little. I used to drive like luxury vehicles. I had beautiful jewelry. I was dripping in gold and emeralds and diamonds, and I had everything. I would go to New York and just buy a new wardrobe, you know, in the fall. That was my old lifestyle, and I'm okay with not having that. I'd rather make my own money and struggle. I feel proud of that, honestly, instead of the handout and fighting for money in some silly battle. Anyway, I just want guys to know that all women are not in that category. You know, sometimes I'm lumped in because I'm a single mom, but you know, we do struggle. It's not easy.